I'm Richard Lewis reporting for CarryRed.org. I'm here live at the Gadget Show at the Birmingham NEC, the largest tech expo in Britain of the year, and I'm going to give you a guided tour of what's going on inside. Just a few statistics for you. First off, it's 5,000 square meters of stuff dedicated solely to gaming. So as you can imagine, it's absolutely huge and it's rammed. You can see we're here on the weekend, there's just loads of people coming back and forth. So we're going to fight through the crowds and take you to some of the cooler stands. So just follow me through now. You'll see here that we've actually got an office this time, which is a bit of a bonus. Normally we're kind of huddled up in some little shed or shack. We're actually in the organisers' office there, Heaven Media, of course, being the people that have you know, put this together in conjunction with Game and lots of other companies. So it is big, and we're about to come in. It might get very loud. I'll tell you one thing, the theme from Grand Prix, if I never hear that again as long as I live, that's going to be great, because it's done my head in. They have these little races on the remote controlled cars every hour. We'll come to that in a bit. First thing you hit is the kids area. You've got Leapfrog here, which again they're doing kind of handhelds. Start them young, get them interested in technology. VTech are doing the same thing there with kind of kids' Kindles, the Storio, that sort of thing. So it's about making technology kind of accessible to the younger generation. I'll take you to these remote controlled cars, which are near over at the Honda stand. And again, yeah, Honda in the GameZone, you know, big companies getting involved with it. We can go here. We can't take the car out for a test drive, but you can pretty much do everything else with it. People just having a tinker with the engine. I don't drive, means nothing to me, but I'm sure it's a lovely car. Now we're going to come over to this real loud bit here. This is the bit that's been driving everyone nuts, and if the cameraman can just sort of come in over the top. Basically, it's Demolition Derby, but remote controlled. And I had to go at this after a few pints. It was like an Ayrton Senna simulation. It wasn't cool at all. But yeah, they play the Grand Prix theme pretty much every 20 minutes, and you know, it's been deeply upsetting for me. So, but still, it's a cool feature. I don't want to sound too negative. That's just 5 days of like 12-hour shifts talking. But anyway, we go past here. This is a bit that's going to be of the most interest to you lot, because this is the Dell Alienware stand, which is where the StarCraft 2 tournament is going to be taking place. And we just come through here. Alienware always have a big presence at these events, and you know, this is no exception. What we've got here is all of the laptops, all of the computers, all of the latest technology that Alienware are promoting here, and people can come in, have a go on it. You know, it's sort of a retail aspect as well. You can purchase the computers, but this is the area where the StarCraft 2 players are going to be. And the tournament's actually ongoing at the moment. It's okay, you just go through shows. It's just a guided tour. Could have been famous for 5 minutes. You missed it. But we'll come to the Dig Boys in a bit as well. The Dignitas boys are here. But yeah, the StarCraft 2 tournament being underway, and it's set up on these top of the range Alienware PCs, little cordoned off area, because as I'm sure you're aware, we've got people coming from all over Europe. We've even got Nanoir, who's come over from Korea, MLG champion. He's made himself hugely popular here. We'll talk more about that later, but yeah, we've had to cordon the whole area off, because you know, a lot of interest in it, a lot of people coming, and the players don't want to get mobbed. So there's even sort of mini security here. I'll bring these guys in. CSS does have a present. Ollie Crazy Cat Netherton and Guglielmo from Italy. Whatever you do, don't sleep with a housemate. That was his one piece of lasting advice. Never do that. So yeah, how you guys been enjoying it here so far?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of people going through. Not lost yet, so that's a good sign for London.
Not lost name up. Didn't you play against some CSS player the other day? Was it Neon or?
Neon and
yeah, and
played URL as well. He's not going to come out of the woodwork. He just can't hack it anymore.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
So basically, the two actual real players you played were rubbish.
Yeah, there was a little 5-year-old kid which was absolutely insane and nearly beat me. I'll just put that down to me sucking.
And what about you? How have you been enjoying it?
it's quite good. It's a bit tiring with the amount of people around, but it's a good event. Really, really good event.
Great stuff. Well, I'll let you get back to doing whatever you're doing. We're going to come through and go to the next stand. Catch you boys later. So yeah, we'll head through the Alienware bit. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, there's these new rules. It's PEGI 18 games and PEGI 16, PEGI 12, blah, blah, blah. So we've actually had to have an age-restricted booth where people are getting ID'd before they go in to see computer games. We're not limited by such restrictions on the internet, but I'll put a disclaimer in that if you're under 18, you probably shouldn't look at it. I'll take you in anyway. They may ID me at the door. Fortunately, I'm pretty haggard and look about 40 years old, and I'll just show them this bald spot you've probably been seeing as we come round, and everything will be all right. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm certainly over 18, Chief. Let's just come through here, and there's lots of interest. Mortal Kombat are here. They've got the latest Mortal Kombat game. They're going kind of old school on it, bringing it back. 2D fighters, lots of fatalities back in the game. They've been here giving away their stuff. It looks pretty good. We can probably catch one of the matches now about here if you want to. We'll fight through the crowds as usual.
I live in Glasgow, trust me, Edinburgh is the line. Oh, we've got two Johnnies. Two Johnnies.
It's good to see that Johnny Cage has got the ball punch back as well. Big fan of the ball punch. It's put me in good stead down the years.
50% damage. Force ball in the face. X-ray move. Oh!
And as you can see, that's what it's all about, boys. Go for the balls. Huge. So, that's Mortal Kombat. Might come back in time for the fatality, but we don't know. Now, the other thing, we've already done a feature about this on the website, is Duke Nukem. The game that's taken 11 years so far to even get close, and they've been sort of doing some code here, early playable versions of it. They've had a release date with it, in sort of roughly tentative this summer. There's been an interview with the main developer. That's all been there. So it's quite a big thing. This is global. To put it in perspective, this is an exclusive. So people here are getting the first glimpse at the game, a first hands-on glimpse of the game. So it's pretty big. So you can see if you just come through here, we got the actual thing. We had to set that up on the Sunday. That was funny. Carrying a life-size Duke Nukem. That was good. But yeah, and obviously you've got all these Xboxes here and whatnot. People are playing Duke Nukem. It's a little bit tasteless, the game, in keeping with the Duke Nukem theme. It starts off where you're in a toilet. You can actually use feces as a weapon, write your name with poo, which is fantastic. I'm sure there's lots of people have practice at that already. So, but yeah, this is kind of the 18 zone. In this corner, the other big game that's here and doing a lot of exclusives, Gears of War 3, which is, again, it's a global thing. It's really big what they're showcasing here. And what you've got is, hands-on again. People can come in, sit down, play it. Another familiar name over here. We're actually on camera, lads. You've got Tom URL Chenery and Henry Greer from obviously the London Mint franchise. You're talking about the old days, boys?
Yeah, we're having a nice reminisce about stuff that's gone by.
Missing beta?
Yeah, a lot.
And Johnny.
But can you tell us a little bit about the Gears of War 3 thing? Because I know that's the stand you're working on here. I've been saying how there's been some exclusive stuff. People are getting hands-on with it for the first time.
So this is the multiplayer beta that's going to be released for the people who have pre-ordered the game, which comes out on the 19th, I believe. The game's not out till September, so as you can imagine, there's a lot of hype, I understand. A lot of people wanted to come play, and it's been non-stop busy, to be honest.
I saw a lot of interest. I couldn't even get sat down and play it myself the other day, so it's been good. And I know you're here with, is it Steel Series? Yeah, and what exactly have you been doing over at the stand?
I've been doing a CSS Beat the Pro shootout on Counter-Strike Source.
And who's the pro? Who's that? Oh, right, I see. So that's good. And how have you been getting on?
I've lost once.
To?
Neon.
Wow, beaten by Neon.
I
know.
You heard it here first. He's the next Smiths.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Fair enough. That's the press. The comeback's off now, is it? You're not going to come back anymore. It's over. Are you going to come back and play or what?
I've been playing on a laptop, mixing and stuff, but it's not good enough. So I'm going to build a PC and maybe come back.
All right. Okay. Well.
Heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. More news. Again, I'll catch up with you boys later. Great talking to you. Thanks for making time. Enjoy your coffee. Right, and the one last stand I want to take you to, again, just coming through here, fighting through the crowd, cameraman's kind of lagging behind, is the Razer stand, because we've been doing lots of stuff with Razer they've got quite a good thing going on here. Now, some people who follow the other websites, Gaming Heaven, that we have in the Heaven Media kind of group, will know about the Onza launch, which is the new controller for Xbox. I was lucky enough to be at the Onza launch. Really good stuff. Razer moving into consoles, but they're not neglecting PC gamers either, and they've got a really good stand, which I'll take you over to now. It's here. We'll just go past the Steel Series guys. Hi guys, how's it going? And located next to Turtle Beach. It's like you've got these competitors in such a close thing, all vying for each other's business. And just while we're heading past here, just to point this area out, because this has been a godsend for a man of my age, is the Replay Retro Zone, which is, you know, hugely popular. You want to play a bit of Pac-Man, you want to play a bit of Asteroids, you want to play a bit of Star, you know, whatever you want to play, it's all here. They've got this one arcade. It's something like 250 retro games in one cabinet, and we're talking about getting one of those for the Heaven Media office, actually, so that's pretty cool. So if you come over here as well, you've got the Razer stand, which is the last thing I want to show you on the tour. Probably, because it's been going on quite long. I say it's so massive that you're not really going to get everything all done here. I can't even begin to explain how much stuff there is. But here on the Razer stand, people are trying out the Razer peripherals. We've had competitions up on the big screen, Play the Pros and a variety of games. Capcom Fate of Two Worlds, that's been going on. That game's crazy. That's like some Technicolor vomit fireworks display, button bashing, nobody knows what's going on. A lot of fun, kids have been enjoying it. You've had the chance to get the grips with the Onza and some other bits and pieces. And one last thing, just before I do the sign off, Nintendo 3DS also here, and this has been a massive thing. They've been showing the technology off in the UK, part of their global tour, and it's really impressive. Handheld 3D gaming, so that's right next here. I take you inside, but loads here at the Gadget Show. It's huge. This is one hall. This is just the game zone. There's another 3, 4 halls, all dedicated just to other forms of technology. We might get a look at some of that stuff later on, but mainly, obviously, for you guys, I wanted to bring all of the inside stuff that's going on in the game zone. We've just scratched the surface. Be sure to stay tuned to cadred.org. We're going to have full coverage of that StarCraft 2 tournament. We're also going to be bringing you all the coolest stories, any gadgets and gizmos that we think you might like. So do keep watching the website for all the coverage here from the Gadget Show live at Birmingham NEC.